Good day, world. We're about 11 o'clock, 10:55 on August 27th, 2017. If you watched my episode yesterday, I was fired up, yes. Maybe a little bit of swearing content. Trying to keep it under control, thought about things all night worked the night shift, so I just can't deal with the kids. Like, when you're an adult, you finally realize you make your own mistakes, you pick up the pieces, but what they're doing with kids, programming them from day one to be servile slaves, is so despicable to me. And that's why I have such a stance, and that's why I'm going to homeschool my kids for a majority of the time, because I'd rather be with them, I'd rather teach them myself. And yesterday I was talking about, I got in a debate with a prominent figure in my life, a female I see every day, which is really weird about this, because yeah, we talk about this, that, random things, GMOs, all the fun stuff, all the deep issues still. But because I support Trump, he came out saying that, oh, I'm a white supremacist. I don't like black people. Because I like Trump? Are you kidding me? Is this what this brainwashing CNN is doing to people? I can talk to them every day. They can see me for a year, 2 years, 3 years. And just because I like Trump, which has no connections to the KKK, just because I like him, people are now saying I'm a white supremacist. What's going on, people? What I'm going to, people, is that it's so much control, people. Like, I could see it at 18 years old, at like 16, 17, 18, I started following the pathways and seeing that most commercials, brands, advertising, they take a human situation, a human emotion, a human drive, an actual, not material thing, but a thing in humanity, a thing we created, and they take that to sell a vehicle. Like, the only way you're going to be happy is you have the new Ford Focus. So much propaganda and brainwashing, and people just, yep, get a Ford Focus, fun, get a Jeep, that's the pathway to, I don't know, the wanderer in the jungle. Like, it's so stupid, mindless, junk, pointless, garbage, materialistic things we don't need. It's how we perceive. We're so controlled. That's what I was getting into yesterday, people. Like, what happened in 50 years? I can't even walk outside the door. I don't know what I could think of, like, one thing to do that, like, I don't have to inform the government, but I could talk to people, I guess. Walk down the street. Couldn't build a shack on the side of the road and start selling corn. Probably couldn't do that. Wouldn't be my property. Wouldn't be my land. Would have to give government some of the money. They would have to check to see if my corn's good. Simple, basic things we're not even being allowed to do, and everybody's okay with this. People, what they're doing is manipulating us incrementally. We get used to our environment. We evolve to our environment. We're not supposed to do this. We get a threat head on, boom, we deal with the tiger, we kill the tiger, we don't know what we're doing here. It's an actual program. Now that I've started doing this in the last week, the more I'm committed. For the last 6 years, yes, I've been looking up the research. I thought maybe the banks, maybe society, the stocks will crash sometimes, but now I'm getting into this. And the portrait that I'm seeing, the actual clues I'm developing now, I'm not just picking all my information. No, I'm actually going and connecting the dots myself until you actually see and pop up. That's what I was talking about, connections, people. It's time to choose. And I was thinking about this last night. How am I going to word this? Where am I going with this subject today on this show? And the connections thing popped up again. Came home, watched Alex Jones. He said, people, it's time. They're setting out it's right in front of your face. You're going to choose good or evil. I mean, it's right there, plain as day. We'll get into it. But we gotta really focus. And now I'm more driven than ever. Every day I get up wanting to do more, wanting to focus, because there's no way they're beating me. There's no way they're beating me. You're going to have to kill me, just like you're going to have to kill Jones, just like you're going to have to kill Trump, most likely, Ron Paul, Jesse Ventura, all these strong patriots that hold together, because like he said, this is all we got. And as long as we stay strong, your brother will have your back down the street. I will have your back. I will be there when the call's ready, because I'm going to be out on the street. Because the shit that's going on, people, I'm getting called a white supremacist just because I like Trump and I live in Canada. And they're making you diffuse off this separate situation, controlling the masses to the point we don't even think. Everything's controlled, everything's handed. There's a middleman in everything. You can't just go out and plant your own thing. You can't just go build that. You gotta talk to Joe Blow and get the codes and get the permits, and everything's controlled, and we let it happen, and we get more stuff pushed every day. Push. Take it. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking your programming. I'm not changing my mind. I'm a human being. I got the free will to think and speech. If I have opinion that you don't like, oh well, deal with it. There's tons of opinions I don't like. I just walk by. So let's get into this white supremacy, this neo-Nazi, this horse crap, okay? Because yes, there was KKK from 1900s, 1960s. They were roaming the streets, doing lynchings, terrible, violent, not good for culture and society. But this society didn't start in America, is what I'm saying. It's been going on since like the starting of time, guys. Like, since we can remember in our history, we've had slaves, whether they were white, whether they're brown, whether they're black, Egyptian. Like, come on, guys, everybody's been a slave. So let's look at our past and get better, because it's already been defeated in the States, is what I'm saying, guys. England created a big war way before America even created a civil war on it, and most of the Civil War wasn't even about slaves. It was about other issues, and then the slaves came into it at the end. If you knew your history, and if you knew this Robert Lee that just got the statue tore down, and these stupid people are kicking this statue in the head, okay? A man that fought and bled for his right to be American patriot, and what I'm understanding, because I don't know all my history, I don't know the Civil War, I live in Canada. Maybe if I went to America, they should have taught me that in school. Even Canada, they probably should have taught me that. So he didn't even really care, just like Thomas Jefferson. They didn't want Thomas Jefferson. I heard he had slaves too, yes. But his slave, the one that he worked beside every day, was his best friend, apparently. Thomas Jefferson, yes, his best friend. And apparently he left everything to his black slave and set him free when he died. And Thomas Jefferson gave him everything he owned to become a man. So that's the type of people. That's the type of people that actually wanted to make a difference. Christian roots, beliefs, strong, patriotism, not North and South, and there was so many issues going on, mostly about control, and one person wanted to control, and it wasn't about slaves or slavery or black people, mostly in those issues until the end of the war. So learn your facts. So when these stupid guys are hitting this Robert Lee, this guy that fought for American views and freedom on their blood, on their land, it was defeated 50, 60 years ago with people like Martin Luther King, guys. So when you pull down a statue and you start kicking it, you're kicking yourselves in the head. You're kicking history in the head. Learn from your past. Yes, that statue's there so it can remind us of what happened, where we came from, what we're never going to do again, and what these guys have helped at least try and stop, maybe not even in the best way. And if they're pure evil, let's not glorify them, okay? But Right now, that's what we have, because, oh, we're getting into articles that literally scare me, folks. How did we get this far? I look around, and the more I'm doing this, the more my heart starts going like this. I get every day, Jones. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you keep that hard, man, because I look around, and I didn't see it before until I started these videos, until I started putting my foot down, and now it's scary, folks. When I'm the only one doing this in a village of 600 people, and I'm telling people issues, every person over 18-year-old should know in this town, in this village, so it can be set straight and we can dictate and conduct our own lives and live free, happy, fulfilling lives. And no one knows this stuff. No one knows their sheep. So that's why I'm here, and I'm never going to stop. And once they start coming down, they're coming down the line. We're going to get into the articles. They're coming down the line with so much pushing now, so much rhetoric, because that civil war is drawn in America just like it was 200 years ago, or whenever the Civil War was. Just like then. Right there. And all you got to look through it. Look, see. Common sense, people. Look. Smell it out. Don't believe the media. Smell it out. I'm trying to give you the facts. I'm trying to give everything to you so you can lift yourself up. I mean, the hand's right there. The water's right there. All you can do is point. Because I'm not dying. Because I'm not dying. Because I'm never going to lay down. And when they come for Trump, if they do, and Jones was saying it's looking a little topsy-turvy because of this whole speech he did. I personally loved the speech. It was deep. It was passionate. He got right to the point. Do I want war? No, I don't want war. But after 16 years in this Iraq, I don't see us pulling out again. It's only going to make ISIS come back just as strong, just like they've done every single time. And yes, Trump did talk about Pakistan funding them, because U.S. is giving money, terrorists, all this organization, Pakistan, the money to fund, which is Clinton's, i.e. the American government. ISIS is using American weapons. So Trump's going to have to stop that, and at the same time stop at home, because he said we got to get back at home. The morals, the love, the freedom that made this country great, and that's the only way we're going to change it. And he's the only one making sense. Everybody else is talking about race and politics, and who cares? I'm saying, people, slavery was defeated 50, 60 years ago. Rosa Parks did that stuff when she stood up on the bus. You kicking a statue ain't gonna help nothing. It's gonna make you look stupid. Period. I don't care if 100 people are right behind you, chanting and everything, and oh, he's kicking the statue. You're dumb. You're dumb. It's a statue. Slavery was defeated. If KKK was to come out in the streets right now today in Canada or America and have pitchforks and lynches and start dragging crosses and saying we're going to start dragging them up, you know how fast a SWAT team would be there? You know how fast society would stand up, come outside their doors and say go home? At least I really friggin' hope society would do that, because we are so much pushovers. We are pansies, we are robots, we are sheep, we are weak. Getting told when to do anything. You gotta punch a clock every single day, guys. Until you get this brainwashing, this conditioning, with you not thinking, with you actually consenting to, yeah, I'll sign my name. Oh yeah, I'll take the chip. I'll take the chip. Yeah, I'll talk to Siri. I'll Google everything. I'll eat out every day. You're putting your control. You're not even realizing you're giving up your free will. Rush said it the best. Maybe we'll play that song next time we come on here. Rush said it the best. Even if you haven't chosen, you still have made a choice. I know what I'm choosing. Free will. Something like that. Choose it, people. We all got choices and decisions to make. And most of us are not pure evil. That's not what I see when I walk out that door and I see someone walk past me on the street, because I'm always walking. I don't have that whole G2 yet. I say, hey sir, how's it going? Good? Me too, sir. Love you too. Have a good day, man. That's what I love to do. Talk to my fellow brother and see how they're doing. But then you do got really shady, depressed, evil people. Don't want to talk, want to lash out, always talk stuff, go behind your back. I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to associate with those people anymore. Sorry. Sorry, I can't get dragged down to your level and complain about everything in my life and not do anything about it, and always be in a negative mood and always be negative effects on myself, like not working out, becoming fat, becoming lazy, gaining bad habits, trying to fix myself because I'm only 26. I'm pretty young. Maybe I've just lived a quarter of my life. Who knows? Fixing it now because I'm a man. It's on my shoulders to make it better, and I have the free will and the power to do that. So don't let you tell, oh, my position sucks. I'm in a hotel or a shack room or a friggin' motel, a trailer park. Get out of the system. Who cares about the money? Who cares about the trailer park? Who cares about the perception? You're a human being. Think. What do you want to do tomorrow? What were we talking about yesterday? Find what you love and live it, do it. Because going to freaking Walmart every day, hating it, talking shit about your customers, going to your doctors to get more antidepressants, maybe painkillers for that bad knee because you're 200 pounds overweight. Sorry for calling this stuff out. Sorry, wouldn't want to offend anybody. I got bad habits too. Smoking's one of them. We could count off the list, and I'm trying to cross those off and at the same time cross my goal list off. So, and yes, it takes a lot of hard work, persistence, but that makes diversity. That's what makes a man. It isn't lazy. It isn't that you get everything you want. You get a little chip on your shoulder and so spoiled you think you know. You work and you persecute, and at the end of the day it pays off. You can have your food and relax, and the next day you hit her again. And the only reason we hit so hard is because we're full of life. We're full of happiness. We want to fight. We have to fight. There is no choice. We stand strong because we love to live. I love to live, people. It's sad. I look around. All people do is complain. All people do is argue. All people do is talk stuff about each other. That's all I see. Whether it's from a 40-year-old or a 20-year-old or a 12-year-old with a cell phone. Why are we doing this? We're all brothers and sisters. And if I can't do that to you, why do you want to do it to me? And I don't even care if you want to do it. I'm not even going to hate you. I'm not even going to think about it. I'm not even hold a grudge because I've already forgiven way more things than most people wouldn't even start to comprehend. So that's it. Maybe make that a goal. Maybe make that a goal in your life. Forgive. Whether it's that ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, your mother, your father. We're all bad. And at some points we don't realize it. It wasn't until I was 18, 17 I started realizing and get this whole clarity and see what I'm doing. Most people don't know what they're doing because they're not thinking about their actions and how they make other people feel with their actions. And most people are depressed. Most people I talk to are on medication. 95% of people I talk to don't know the issues or just what CNN tells them. 95% of people don't even care what genetically modified food is. What's GMO? Genetically modified food. Oh, what's that? It's everything you buy at the friggin' store. It's your cereals that we got into the other day causing obesity in your genes and your stomach and your whole DNA to get frigged up because of chemicals they've been testing us on. Like chemtrails. Chemtrails, go search them up. Everybody thinks it's a big conspiracy. Friggin' 2-year-olds could tell you this. Second graders, I mean, contrail, chemtrail, friggin' science, bro. Like, is what I'm saying, people. We are so conditioned and brainwashed, and I knew this from 15. There's something in us. It's called a soul. It's called attachment to humanity. Because that's the only thing this is from day one that's pushed. It's pushed out of me. It's like that sixth sense. It's like a gut feeling. I'm not there. I don't talk about it all the time, but the more I'm going down this path, the further I go down the right path, the righteous walk, the rabbit hole, I guess, I learn more. I feel more energy. I'm happier. I'm focused. I'm persistent, and I'm never gonna stop. And I look around and I just go, how? How did it happen? You know what? I see how it kind of happened. I'm not gonna let it happen to me. Because I could be you. You could be me. And all I want from you is to help me. Right? Right, people? Like I said, most of us, when we walk out there, we are good human beings that don't want to hurt each other. But there are some despicable, the New World Order. All they want to do, kill culture, kill humanity. Dark, feces, gross, murder. So we're up against that, and they're the ones who have control, because the Bible says right now the devil has a majority, if not all, control, unless my commander, my El Capitano, Jesus Christ, he's in control. I go to him on this plane. They go to the dark side real bad. I don't know if there's fewer money. You should listen to my raps. It's really deep when I come out with them or not. But it's just like that. That's how deep it is. I pray to my Heavenly Father. Yes, there is people that pray to Satan, believe it or not. Whether you believe it or not, there is people praying to God, praying to Satan. There's good and evil in the world. These people have control, the ones praying to the devil. They're the ones with all the money. Control all the money, control all the banks, control all the power, to the point, Jones was making a point, they want to control all the power of the information, so they control the information. We don't go out and see it. We don't go out and bathe in humanity and Mother Nature. That gives us all this, and we can look at a flower and see it and paint a picture and emotions and feelings and paint a picture or do a drawing or make a song out of a flower or a tree. I don't know, whatever the brain comes up with, that's awesome. They're trying to take all that away. 50 years ago, people, man, I always thought about it when I was like 10, 12. Loved sitting down with my mom and just, Mom, what'd you do? We ride bikes down to the park, we play, blah, blah, blah. It was such a great time. And it's like, man, it just sounds so much more peaceful. More people were alive. They were doing stuff, like, healthier. Because they were driven and they had to build that success. There was actually a good economy. You could get a factory job. And it's planned, guys. It's planned. What do I gotta do to these people? I ask you, Lord, what do I must do to show people in my life, in this whole community, the 600 people we talked about? What can I do, Lord, to wake these people up? Because it has to be done. I don't need to lead a whole rebellion of 6,000 people. No, that's not what I'm doing. I just need to talk to other human beings, wake them up, raise their spirits up, raise their consciousness, have a thought in their brain. Is all we need. But yet people, what are you doing, people? Earning money to get another house, to get another boat, what are you really doing? You're doing nothing. You're doing nothing, and then you get to 50 and go, what was my life all about? I'm having a midlife crisis. It's really pretty simple. All you gotta do is live, be happy, do what you want to do, be driven, not lazy, like easy things to do as a human being. Yet a majority of North America can't even do this because we are so brainwashed, spoiled, and lazy, people. Go look it up. So I hope I got through to you on this whole, that how did we get here in 50 years? We're so controlled. That was the last point I was about to make. We're so controlled that one incident in America, one protest with some neo-Nazis, some KKK white supremacists coming out. It's not even getting to the left because that's not even what the media even wants to talk about, CNN. Now that's the biggest thing since sliced bread, bud. the KKK, the neo-Nazis on the street. It's all about race. Take down all the stuff. One story, guys. One story got you all hooked. One event in America got you all hooked like a bunch of fish. Like a bunch of fish. Like a bunch of minions. It's the talking point. Bad Trump. See how bad he is? Yeah, let's go burn that. Let's go burn America down. Yeah. Oh my gosh, one event, people, one person died. 39 people died in Chicago alone this weekend. Or 39 shootings. 9 people died. 39 shootings. 9 people died. Yet you're not hearing about that. Yet you're not talking about that. You don't talk about the real deaths. Don't talk about the real cases that happens every single day getting shot up in your inner cities. No, one protest happens and one Democrat just saying, ran into a bunch of people, sucks, terrible, act violent. One person dies, but yet 9 people die. 39 shootings in Chicago, and no one even bats an eye. Don't gotta do any protesting for that. Let them kill each other. They're only the black men. Persecute the white man. Like, what are we talking about here, people? Are we a bunch of zombies already? Are we a bunch of vessels? Empty vessels? Maybe we are. Maybe we are. Maybe that'll be the name of the video. All I get to go around and do all day in the Matrix is go around, look at a bunch of empty vessels. And then I get to see those real people with the light in their eyes and the spark and the shine and the interest and the emotion and the life. The love for music and art. I see that and it comes through sometimes. And I just want to bathe in it. I just want to have conversations. And I do conversations last 2-3 hours with some of the people I know. Very few people I know, because I can't deal with a lot of people because of what we're talking about, because of how they treat you. So that was my last point. One story got the whole thing hooked, from one death, from one protest, from one KKK coming out on the street. Like, they're gonna push it down our throats, and they're gonna push it down our throats to the point. Let me get the story here. To the point. Let's get into it now, because the article leads right. The whole rant leads. It gets right up into the first story here. Let me just try and find it here. Do you see what I'm talking about, people? Maybe go look up a video. I should go look up a 1940, 1950, 1960, maybe even 70, early 80. Go look up those videos of live, whether it's people dancing at a party, whether it's people on the sideline at a football game, whether it's a contest show that wasn't even broadcasted on TV, I don't know, something live footage. Put that out there. Plaster the internet with live footage from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and show how people were, show how people communicated, show how people loved each other, the morals, the Trumps, the value, the stuff Trump's talking about, the values, the love, the where is the MLKs? Like I just heard this guy on InfoWars. I should get a specific name. He's a black man. He sounds exactly like Martin Luther King. Like, wow, the way he talks, the voice. We will not have this. I like that black voice. It's deep. It's soulful. It's powerful though. Like, I know I yell and it sounds like, oh, he's really mad. But when they do it, it sounds, yeah, I can get behind that. He sounds kind even when he's yelling. It's that deep. It's not raspy, right? So, and that's what I'm talking about. It's just great. Alright, I'm trying to find it here. I'm almost sure it's in the Toronto Star as well. Yeah. Toronto or Ottawa Star. I'm going through it. See, I try and cut the articles out, boys and girls, but it gets to the point where every page is so much information. I can't be chopping stories up and cutting stories in half. I need to know that information. Because it's literally like a war. That's what I was going to get into. It's literally like a war. They're coming up with these talking points, this stuff they're pushing down your throat, the gay agenda, the chemicals, the chemtrails, the racism, the white supremacy. They're coming up. These are already. It's a whole game board they're putting out, and they've been putting it out for years, to the point we're way back here. We're in a little fucking slave corner almost. We're walking. This is how we're walking over to the friggin' slaughterhouse, and I'm going, guys, the friggin' sign says slaughterhouse, guys. Don't go there. That's how real this is to me, guys. That's how I cannot stop. And for a while I was stumbling, pointing it out. Now I'm totally like, there it is. I'm stopped. I'm pointing it out, and I'm about to burst the other way. Take as many people the other way with me, so we are not going into that slaughterhouse. If you want death, if you want your stupid little grave you built, go have it. I want nothing to do with it. The point, you're erasing history. You want to erase history, people. Alright, let me get into it here. Monumental foolish idea. Topple status, erase the past. Topple status, erase the past. So when I read it last night, I believe he's an advocate for toppling statues. What the frig did a statue ever do to you? Or did it make you offended? You offended by a little statue? Oh my sweet lord. Put on some pants. Go back home if you can't deal with the statue, okay? Frig, even if I saw Hitler's statue friggin' beside me, I wouldn't start freaking out. Oh, better get my crayons and my coloring book and play it all. It's mental illness, people. Canada had yet to be born when Rebel General Robert E. Lee was finally being routed by the Union soldiers in American Civil War. Those with the deep southern roots still refer to it as the War of the Northern Aggression. But what an ugly, bloody war it was. Only inclusion of the Vietnam War had more Americans died in all battles combined, including the First and Second World Wars, than the 6,200,000 who perished just in the Civil War. Little history. No wonder there are still cavernous divides. The status of Lee and Jackson and others who fought to protect our slavery. So Lee and Jackson is General Robert E. Lee and Jackson. Name the names, folks. We're gonna get into this. They were saying in the other Jackson, Franklin, Thompson, Jefferson, sorry. They were saying all the last names. Do you think these 18-year-old kids know some of these last names? I friggin' doubt it. You say, hey, you know Mr. Jefferson? Who's Mr. Jefferson? The only Mr. Jefferson. Big old Mr. Jefferson. No, who's Thomas Jefferson? Tom. No. Ask somebody. Maybe tomorrow. Go ask someone under than 20 years old in your life. You know who Jefferson is? Thomas Jefferson. And if they know, they know him. But sure, a lot of kids don't know. Fought for South and slavery, now being toppled across America, the wake of the, and now being toppled across America in the wake of the rotting of death in Charlottesville, Virginia. Slavery is being brought up again, is it? When did slavery come to the States again? When did I miss this? When did... Because some guys got on the street and they go, white power, bud. That's not slavery. That's called they're friggin' racist in the head. Don't worry about it. They got problems. Don't friggin' pander to them or anything. Frig. Any tension's good tension, right? Like, frig. If history cannot be changed, then kill off the reminders. If history cannot be changed, kill off the reminders. Topple the statues and pretend they were never there. Here in Canada, the process has already begun. The Trudeau Liberal Mint has recently removed a plaque from Laban Blackwood's for years, which has been home of the Prime Minister's office, and it's the most senior bureaucrats in the Privacy Council. Hector Lewis Levin may have been one of the fathers. Lejevin Block. They removed a plaque from that. So it's already starting in Canada. So don't let anybody tell you that these issues are separate. Canada and America are totally different. It's the New World Order, guys. They're playing the same friggin' pieces on the same board, and I'm playing my own. This is not a game. This is Game of Thrones in real life, people. Sorry, don't have time to watch your TV show. I'm too busy trying to get these people out of power so they don't kill us every friggin' 2 seconds. Jeez, people. Hugh Lecter Levin may have been one of the fathers of the Confederation. May have been, but he was also an architect. He was also an architect at a residential school, and therefore of his intergenerational trauma that ensured. That's what it's going back to. You're offended. You're offended. This is what this is all about. You're offended. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't hurt you. It happened to our ancestors. It happened to my ancestors, my Irish settlers that came here, I'm sure. We were all slaves at one point, people. We're still slaves to the New World Order that control us by money, by this system. I'm getting out of it. I'm not no friggin' cattle. I'm not no sheep. So they dash out his name and erase it from Boo. But it changes nothing. But it changes nothing? Doesn't make the family any warmer in there. Sorry, free. Doesn't Cree family any warmer in cesspool reverse like Atawapskit when a frigid winter winds blow in over James Bay, nor make water suddenly drinkable on 100+ reserves across the country but makes liberals feel good. I don't know. It makes no difference. Why take his name off if it makes no difference? Oh wait, it doesn't make a difference because he's already dead. There is no slavery. You're offended, guys. What else? It's not a problem. It's not affecting you. The CNN said something, and now you're out on the street. Go at least be talking about nuclear bombs. Is the KKK coming to your house? No. Fuck, people. It's real friggin' easy. This stuff writes itself. Oh wait, it does. They go into little think tanks in CNN, military, CIA. Think of all these little points and fun stuff to manipulate us. And I look at it and go, I think you're an idiot. Most people go, yeah, burn it all down. Burn America. Death to America. I don't want that. I want to move to Texas, man. I want to get this stuff popping off now, man. By the time I'm 30, I want a renaissance coming in. I want that renaissance. I want that economy. I want that passion. I want that love. I want to be able to fly across the world if I wanted to go see a freaking tiger or something. That'd be freaking amazing. So, make it happen, people. In Nova Scotia, protesters continued to demand complete removal of a now top-covered statue of Edward Cornwallis, the founder of Halifax, because he has offered a bounty for his scalps of Mi'kmaq, I'm guessing, Indian. Back in 1749, relations to attack on colonists. Everybody did it back then. Everybody did it back then. What they're doing, folks, let me see if you put this one together. They don't want you to know history. They want to erase history. You know why we keep history? Yeah, it's where we came from. It's who made us. If we were to forget everything and not care about everything that's happened in our lives, and we'd be dumb. We wouldn't have a culture or personality or feelings or friggin' nothing. We'd be dead, dying. You get it? Like, we'd be nothing. So, they're trying to get away from history. History is the best because learn from your history. Know your history. You won't repeat it. They want to take all these big parts out about racism, about civil wars, about fighting slavery, about fighting corrupt powers. Mostly about fighting those corrupt powers, like wanting to be free. That's why they were doing it. So let's use your brain, people. We can't be just crossing out whole pieces of history, and then when you bring that guy up, you might get fined, or someone might go, oh no, you offend me. You can't talk about friggin'. You can't talk about Conway. What was his name? Edward Cornwallis? Founder of Halifax, folks. Founder of the great province of Halifax. Probably my dad's favorite province. Haven't been there yet. Amazing. Fishing, culture. Like, right near the water. You couldn't ask for much better than that right there. That's a nice place in Canada. They took the person who founded it, the person they respected and loved and cherished for years. He's now covered up in Nova Scotia. He's covered up, and they want to take him down. How does that make you feel? If you're with these other guys because he wanted to scalp some Indians, because that's what everybody was doing back then, and we're gonna look back now and see what everybody was doing today. Oh my God, today is so much worse. In some ways, yeah, we're not tearing scalps off. At least we're not doing that. the way we treat each other as a society and as a culture is terrible. Yet we're still in North America, Canada, with some of the nicest places to live still on this earth. It's we have now entered the Twilight Zone. It was so long ago that the American Revolution was still a quarter century away from having its first shot. But to hell with perspective. Tear down Cornwall statue as if it falls then forgiven and forgotten. Forgiven and forgotten. But yet it says back here. I thought it said back here, but it'll never change it, and it won't do anything. But then here it says forgiven and forgotten. But I thought you wanted to forget your past. I thought you wanted to cross that out. But I thought you had to remember to forgive. If you don't remember, how would you even forgive? Woo! Straight dumb right there, bud. So who's next? U.S. President Trump tweeted that question following the trashing of statues of Lee, Jackson, Washington, and Jefferson. Ask a 12-year-old, even in the States maybe, see if they know who those names are. I know if someone came up to me and named out 5 of the first prime ministers, probably wouldn't be able to tell you they were prime ministers. I'm just as bad in some cases because we haven't learned our culture, we haven't learned our history. That's why we put us in this position. Well, how deep and how politically correct you want to go? Trump tweeted. How deep and how friggin' political correctness? Fuck it, I'll say whatever I want because it's a free country. Okay, like come on. How politically correct do you want to go? It could be argued, for example, that the stature of William Lyon Mackenzie King, Canadian's 10th Prime Minister, should be banished from its important spot in Parliament because turned back on European Jews trying to escape Nazis, infaming because you turn back European Jews trying to escape Nazi occupations or altercations. The most infamous being the docking refusal of the refugees in liner MSST Lewis. Okay, people, here's a point right there. You just gotta read it and use this to connect little 2-point factoids together. He said no to fleeing people that needed help. He said no, turn them away. Sometimes you have to do that. As a prime minister and a president, you have that authority, and if you think that's the best choice, whether morally it's not, or oh well, you're the president and it already happened and it's hundreds of years ago now, so don't even worry about it. It's changed now. We have totally different policies now, but they had to bring that up, because Trump's trying to kick out the illegal immigrants, maybe that's why they have it in there. We're just gonna impeach Trump because he doesn't want to bring in immigrants. Oh man, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. In fact, King was actually impressed with Hitler. King. Oh yeah, okay. Mackenzie King. Yeah. But they call him King. Why would you call him by his last name King? You make him think he's a king or a queen, right? was actually impressed with Hitler as he wrote diary following a meeting with Hitler in Berlin 1937. He is really one of the he's a man who truly loves his man. If putting blinders on history, there is therefore a part of a new feel-good game. If putting blinders on history is part of a new feel-good game, and is the removal of reminders like statues, is how you get them. Then down with them all. Then down with them all. And well, we're at. Let's change Canada's name because down with them all. I swear. It almost sounds like sarcasm. Down with them all. But I don't think it is, guys. I think he's just saying, frig all the statues. If you yelled at somebody one time, you're not a good person. Like, holy frig. And well, we're at Let's Change Canada's name because it is guilty of the latest sin in the eyes of progressives and political correct. That's cultural appreciation. Political correctness. I'm literally gonna get out on the street if they start passing these laws, and I ain't moving, son. I ain't moving. I get my freedom of speech. I don't have to talk like I'm a friggin' robot. Yeah, I may stumble, I may mumble, but I love it. I own it, and screw you. You're gonna hear me. I'm not getting forced into a little box. Sorry, I just become a loudermouth. Canada comes from Huron Inquis word Kanata, which means settlement or village. If culture appreciation is wrong in 2017, when it was wrong in 1535, French explorer Jacques Cartier first approached it, or has been pushing it too far. Is it pushing it too far? Changing Canada's name. Oh, is it then going too far? Changing the. Oh my gosh. I don't know, people. I don't know. That article tells you all you need to know. All you need to know. History or rallying points. Okay, so we had the first article there, and I believe the article right under it, history or rallying points. I think this is trying to condemn. It's like a devil's advocate. They're two sides. So I'm going to go ahead and read the other story. And maybe I will end her off for now. And then maybe come out with another video later. Just right on the Trump, or maybe, because there's so much Trump stuff. We could talk about this for days, guys. But it's just ridiculous. Because the war's coming out. Because it's actually ramping up, he said. The speech yesterday, and I think everybody you talk to, and I talked to a guy last night. Well, I think maybe he's either going to be impeached or maybe assassinated. He was from America. I saw him at the store last night. That was his views on it. That's literally what he thinks. Like, that was his own opinion right off the cuff when I asked him about Trump. So if he thinks he's going to get impeached, because Democrats, that's their pushing point. They're going to push him. They're going to... How does this happen, folks? How does one night... I'm starting to think these cocksuckers are smarter than we think, but as long as I stand, they have no power over me. That's why we all got to stand, and then they have no power. But I'm seeing these... And I know we're all not stupid, like I said, we're knights, but oh man, it's so easy. I'm sure it's so easy to go from that depressed loner friggin' to friggin' CNN trendy pretty fast. It's just a cycle. You either get healthy or you go full-blown retarded. And it's looking like this in the culture nowadays. The more I'm looking at it, it's hard to find even middle ground people anymore. You either awake, love, care, or you just depressed and not happy and complain all the time. I don't know why are we getting these? Just let's be human beings. Let's get into the story then. Leading Democrats on Sunday morning talk shows defends moves by local governments to remove monuments of Confederation leaders, saying that the unrest of Charlottesville last week showed that the statues and became rallying points for white supremacists instead of educational tools about nation's history. But why did they want to bring it down in the first place? Why were they even there in the first place? I've never even heard. Because they were taking it down. They were protesting not to take it down. Well, no crap. That makes total sense. If they were taking out, if I lived in Nova Scotia and they were taking down that Edward Cornwallis, I'd be there too. It's my culture. That's the guy that made where I live established. So, come on, people. Senator Benjamin L. Cardin, MD, the ranking Democrat on the Foreign Relations Committee, said President Donald Trump got this wrong when he exposed opposition taking down commemorations to Confederate leaders. People don't need monuments to learn history, Cardin said on Fox News Sunday. You don't need a monument offensive to certain parts of our history being glorified and appreciate the There it is, folks. There it is. You know, I said it and it just popped up. I didn't even read that article. You don't need monument offensive to create our history in glorified order. Not just my opinion. It's because you're offended. I'll get right up to your face and do this. Are you offended? Are you offended? You want to start ripping my statues down? You want to start changing Canada's name? Are you offended? Like, I'm not even doing anything. Like, holy frig. Couple of saws again today, folks. Jen Johnson, Homeland Security, under President Barack Obama, said that monuments had become rallying points for white supremacists. Oh, they did? Statues became rallying points when? Last week? Last week, they've had like 100 protests and rallies. I'm pretty sure it was the leftists in Texas the other day protesting at the colleges saying death to America. You better figure it out fast. Everybody better be reading the knowledge and pulling away from it. Even stop talking about this stuff. I talk about it to expose you and show you the facts. I'm not spewing this garbage because this garbage is going to get us killed real fast. In a civil war. In a fight on the streets. Real fast. We keep pushing this. Instead of doing what Trump's saying, screw all this. Don't even worry about it. Come together as brothers and sisters. So when our troops get back from Iraq, they actually have a place they can come home to and feel safe and loved and know they fought for a good reason for our freedoms in our life. That's what we want. That's what good people want. A place where they can live and be free and love each other. That's all we want. It's common sense, people. Then why do we got this going on? Think about it. Think about it. Your actions dictate why we're out there. Your actions. I salute people taking down monuments as a matter of public safety. Public safety, bud? The guy's so offensive. That Hitler statue's so offensive. Oh, he might just pop off right now. Oh, man, I'm offended. You offended? Oh, I'm not a bully, though. I don't want to hurt you. Just take the statue down, boy. Like, you get it? You get it? It's called bullying. But, oh no, we're the nice guys. We're just so offended by the statue. Oh my gosh, we got mental patients, people. Yeah, I'm a little mental too. I'm friggin' up and down and rounded, but at least I know the facts. At least I'm having a good time. At least I'm not swearing, ranting in your face and trying to tear down a statue that built this country. Is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not hurting you. I'm just ranting in my bedroom. You don't even gotta listen to me. I appreciate the Richmond Mayor Levy Stoney said same program that had changed his mind about monuments to Confederate leaders. As a mayor of the city served in the Confederate cabinet, Stoney, who is black, said he once thought monuments could be tools to teach and enlighten people, but now he also sees them as rallying points. They're not rallying points. Fuck, like, we're not, like, the KKK isn't gonna jump on some horses tomorrow, get their friggin' lynches out and their friggin' wooden stakes and start riding up into town. Oh, the statue there, we're bringing it back double time. No, it's never gonna happen. And as long as we just say, no, go back inside, we don't want you around here. SWAT team, go deal with those crazy friggin' people with the lynches and the fires. Pretty simple. Why are we all freaking out over a thing that can be settled like this? And it isn't even a problem right now, but they're telling you it's a problem. Big problem apparently. Started last weekend, now we gotta start tearing down all statues. Just like the Trump thing, he became president and overnight he became the worst guy in the world. Same with Jones, no one ever knew him and then somehow he's the worst guy in the world. Pretty soon, I think I'm a pretty nice guy. People would say, I like that Cam, he's a nice guy, he's looking out for my best interest. They would say that, I think, about me. Maybe some one or two other points that aren't completely pleasing. We all have flaws, but give it a good 3-4 years and I'm going to be a bad man terrorist number one. Like, it's a pretty simple game. Your enemies are going to attack you. I'm just exposing them. I don't even have to attack them. Alright, let's finish this story, then we'll end it off for now. A lot of points, well, not even a lot of points, just a lot of ranting on this big subject about control and how they have us at a dime. And then that one thing can be triggered just to start that riot, just to start that little... And then it goes a little bit too far, and they could bring in martial law. That's why we have to fully rebel, not touch it. When they came out with the talking point, cut that talking point right up, throw it back in their face, and say, "It's garbage, it's fake. Get away from me." Like, we'll start doing the news. Jones and I, and Ron Paul, and Jesse Ventura, and Jesse's son. We'll start informing the people what's going on. We don't. CNN's going down and sinking ship anyways. Good for them. Stoney also took issues with Trump's compression of statues of Confederate generals Robert E. and Stonewall Jackson. So it's not Anderson Jackson, Stonewall Jackson. To founding fathers Washington and Jefferson. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. Tough all were slaves only. Stoney said that Washington and Jefferson did not take up against the United States of America. Let me read it again. So, like I said, sometimes these stories are tricky. They just can't. Boom, it's there. Just here's the information to make you not want to know the actual facts. Like, Though all slave owners, Stoney said that Washington and Jefferson did not take up arms against the United States of America. I appreciate the president's opinion, Stoney said, but Richmond, I don't think that matters. We live here. Makes sense. The president's totally doing wrong by you, and you and your people in your community make a decision to do what's necessary, whatever that may be, then that's what it is. Like, a little bit more. Meanwhile, parks in Kansas City, Missouri say an 83-year-old Confederate memorial will be reviewed after it was vandalized. The Missouri Division of United Daughters of Confederacy asked Kansas City Parks and Recreation officials to remove monument from the current location of the city man treats to a safer place, to a place of safety. That come after someone's painted appeared to be a red hammer and a sickle, and the lonely of the old South, a red hammer and a sickle. Red handle and a sickle. Isn't that the communist symbol? Maybe it's not. I don't know what kind of symbol. Unless it's like a Confederate type symbol. A loyal women from down south memorial. The memorial was elected in 1934, recognized women who supported Confederacy. So people, do you get how ridiculous this really is? Do you get how much control if you just go back and look, and like I said, go back and look at 1950s, 60s, push those videos out here. Even if it's JFK speaking or whatever it is. Just look how those men act, look how they conducted themselves, how they spoke. I feel they spoke a lot like Trump. He's real, he's down to earth. He's speaking great and exactly stuff that just, you love, yes, you love, but he's not saying it 100 times. He's just like getting right down to the nit and grit on what needs to be said at that moment, and it's perfect. I love it every time. Thank you, Trump. So that's what I'm saying. Like, good and evil can't be any more open, and I don't know. It really is coming down. Like I said, it's coming down to the focus. It's time to focus. All I'm gonna be doing is this. If I need to go out on the street and friggin' do whatever I need to do, it's gonna happen, because there is no future. If I don't stand, nobody else will stand. But I'm standing. Yeah, feels good. It feels good to stand on your own two. Get your whole picture out there in front of the New World Order, in front of every face, if they wanted to go see it on the internet. Just saying, no, I'm a human being. I'm right here. I want freedom. Most people look at me like I'm probably crazy ranting into a camera, just like Alex, but it's something you could do. My face is out there. I'm talking to people all over this village every day. I'm going to be buying the InfoWars products, getting gains, being healthy, knowledge, love, skills, passion, drive. It's just, that's all you need to do is live. And people think it's so hard and you need a career, and then you just need to live. And every day wake up, figure out what you want to do, cross those goals off the list, man. Like, no one's telling you what to do. You gotta make it up yourself, man. Like, just see if there's any little, one or two little. We'll get right into NAFTA and Trump next episode. I'll make sure I get those cut out. I know I've been talking about it, but specify it so I can actually give you the information, because they've been talking about NAFTA a lot in these newspapers. So after get these ones cut out, or tonight get another stack, I'll be able to see what they're trying to trade on, what who's talking, and what are they talking about. Get it? What the trade deals are. They don't even want to trade, I think, at this point. They're all like walking away from the table. Trump doesn't really want to do it, as far as I know. Nothing yet. Violence erupts Quebec City. We'll get it. Well, just read a little tidbit. Yeah, just like the riots in Virginia last week. There. Now we got riots in Canada. So everything that's happening in America, all the illegal immigrants, all the tearing down of the statues, all the riot in the streets, same thing happens in Canada, guys. And at this point, we're probably worse because now we're the butter child for the friggin' New World Order. Trump's in power down in the States. They got no control down there. They gotta work through the politicians and not the president, the chief and commander who gets stuff done. So they have to come up to us and the friggin' sellout Justin Trudeau and use him to get illegal immigrants in. Use him to create riots and push the gay agenda. And okay, cool. You're walking down the street every week with like a parade of gay guys, man. Like, I don't care, but like, you're just walking down the street. Like, cool. Trudeau tasks aim at racist rallies. Tensions boiled over Quebec City on Sunday as police were pelted by beer bottles and smoke bombs and garbage cans, smoke bombs and garbage cans. Ugly into a weekend it was a pro-anti-immigration rally across country. Demonstrated, in Vancouver, 1,000 people to anti-racism rally. Response to reports early was planned that later protests didn't materialize. Yeah, a lot of illegal. Well, I'll dig right down into it. We'll get it. I don't know. You want to go protest? You want to go walk down the street? Hey, here's a good one. I'm going to go walk down the street, dressed in full black, wearing a black backpack, okay? Maybe I will. I'm going to walk down the street, just like that. See those guys? Black mask, black backpack, black backpack, yeah. So, it's a mask, maybe a bandana, a helmet, no construction boots, just regular shoes, but yeah. Think I'll get pulled over? Think somebody might be suspicious, but yet a whole group of hundreds of these guys with black suits and black masks that don't say SWAT on them, because apparently SWAT teams need black masks now, but what? Like, why do they look like criminals, for freak's sakes? Like, not even army people wear masks to go out and kill people unless they're special ops, then you can't see their face, right? Like, we'll get right down there. Our drug business is booming in Paraguay. Dude. Oh, another one I seen, friggin' human female genitalia mutilation in Canada. A lot of cases. Yeah. That's great, right? That goes along with the children's ring. That really pisses me off too. Don't think that pisses me off. You still mad at white guys not liking black guys, yet they can sit down and talk to a black guy just fine, but yet I got, like, you know how I'd feel if I had to sit in front of a fucking pedophile? I'd want to rip his head off, and I'd tell him that. But yet, apparently a white person can't just not like a black person. I'm saying that's wrong. I totally get it, that's wrong, but like, what are you going to do about it? You going to punch him in the face? You going to yell at him all day? You going to talk to him kindly? That's the only thing you can do, talk to him kindly. Say, sir, are you a black man that has weird views on white people? Or are you a white man that has weird views on black people. Let me talk to you, brother. We're one and the same. Love's the only thing that's gonna help. Fighting, violence, confronting, bullying, tactics, never gonna work. I know I get frustrated, I get mad, but at least I have that brain to, no, gotta calm yourself, make rational choices. But all that anger is necessary. It's like rocket fuel. It's like, if I looked at this and didn't get mad, there'd be something wrong with me. I'd be psychotic or something. Like, but no, you use it as rocket fuel. You see, I'm not gonna hold down that. Use it all off, and when you're using it off, you're feeling good, and you're fighting, you're using all that aggravation. Then at the end of the day, when you're successful, land that New World Order blow, catch them in a lie, like, boom, that's off. You're like, oh, I'm not ready, I feel good, I got a swipe in there, feeling good, things are looking up, that's all over with, you get it. And a quick thing on this, and then we'll get going here. Or I will get off, I should say. T2, timely as ever. Director Cameron re-releases classic sci-fi in 3D format. Talking about Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Remember I was talking about 1984 Matrix, War of the Worlds? This is another good one you should probably go watch. Arnold Schwarzenegger. First, second one's really good. They made some other ones past them, but very good knowledge, very information, credible. I know it's a movie, but look at it. See what they're talking about. See how they're talking about the computer system in it that takes full control with the robots. Yes. Oh, what time we're getting on to? This is an hour 15 here at, it's already friggin' noon, yeah? See? Been up a little bit more 24 hours, so I know I'm a little bit ranting everybody, but I gotta get some sleep so I can get back to work tonight and keep on giving her to Gundy. James Cameron has taken time out to crafting upcoming Avatar sequels to return to one of his old films, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Cameron converted the 26-year-old film in which one reboot with artificial intelligence battles another to stop nuclear ambition into a 3D format that hits movie theaters August 25th. It arrives in escaling tensions with North Korean nuclear ambitions in the headlines. Making comparison in real world. See that? Real world comparison. Scare the people probably, right? I think the film is timely, and it ever was, probably more or less than a nuclear side, and more side dealing with relationship, own technology. Cameron said recently, and how do we really take a stand? The possibility of making ourselves obsolete. Yeah, he's saying we're making ourselves obsolete with technology. Not true. This laptop's only as good as what I do to it. Yeah, could we have a robot friggin' make cupcakes all day long, 24/7 by itself? But most likely gonna break down. Most likely gonna have to have a human to pick the colors and pick what gradients goes into it, because you need a human. Technology is not supposed to run by itself. We're supposed to use it. The 91 releases a sequel to the 1984 original. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Edward Furlong, Linda Hamilton, Robert Patrick, actors from the movie It followed Sarah Connor and her 10-year-old son, John, fleeing advanced shape-shifting Terminator sent from time to kill them. Schwarzenegger, less advanced Terminator, was also sent back in time to protect the pair. The film featured scene which Sarah Connor imagines nuclear blast coming to Los Angeles. Why would they even do this? Why? Why would someone even write an article on this not to scare the people? Why? Just because a movie had it in it and they're re-releasing it, now I gotta make a connection, make a story of nuclear war, North Korea. I saw a cartoon the other day. It was Canadian's cartoonist, little video, photo, and them looking up at the eclipse of Canada. Oh, I don't see the eclipse, and the guy pretty well said, "Oh, at least if Putin or friggin' North Korea, Kim Jong-un lights a nuke off, we can see it. Ha ha. Oh, it's so funny. So funny, nuclear war. Why are we talking about 24/7? Do we want it to happen?" I sure don't. I tend to be killed on the apocalyptic of the guy. I tend to be kind of an apocalyptic guy. I look at the worst case scenarios to come, said Cameron, who started writing before the Berlin Wall came down, collapse of the Soviet Union. I think that we have to go on guard, so we're constantly aware, so whether it's climate change or whether it's the threat of an exponentially replacing a world negative humans, whether nuclear, what? Or whether it's a threat of an AI potentially replacing our repeatedly altering our world in negative outcomes for humans, or whether it's nuclear warfare. AI taking control. They're already saying they want AI to take control. Go read your documents. Go read the predictions, future. These are things we need to be constantly vigilant about. Yeah, looking for, fighting against. Just because it's in a movie, yeah, someone made it, someone's pushing that agenda, so you get used to it. It's called predictive programming. Don't get used to it. As far as the film reboot of the series, Cameron said the idea was being discussed, but he wanted to make sure he had fresh imagery, fresh characters, and wasn't mirrored in the past. The director said the reboot must feel like the 21st century version of Terminator's story, still true to what it means. Well, they're making a new one, folks. They're rebooting the Terminator, making it 3D, I guess. That's on the big agenda. I mean, it's a prominent movie. I don't know. You heard what I need to say today. They have full control. One story could shoot us over the edge, people. You have no idea. All they have to do is go on CNN and tell all these zombies to gather in one space, and they'll do it. Little minions will help. Yes. So we gotta stay vigilant, watch for everything, speak out, get more focused. That's what I'm hearing. And the more I'm doing this, the more I have the passion, drive, consistency, get up every day, the easier it becomes, the more fluent it becomes, the more I want to do it, the passions, the drive, the connections, the energy, all this. And now it's time. We're taking a stand. Good, evil, right there. Pick a side. If not, you're just me caught up in the shrapnel, I guess. Alright, thanks for listening. Hopefully later we can, I can come back and dig into more of the Trump situation, the NAFTA talks, the war Trump was talking about yesterday with Iraq, Afghanistan, Asia, all that fun stuff, because yeah, it looks like he's ramping up, and no one likes war, and they've been doing the Iraq thing for about 16 years now, so it's just not good. Hopefully something can be done, because we can't just pull out at the same time. We've seen what that does. It just creates another vacuum. They come in and get control again. We've seen it happen countless times. Alright, sorry for some of the rant and raving yesterday. I do love all kids. I love the people. I just get really heartfelt and emotional for the kids, for humanity, for people. And at the same time, I get really enraged, angry at these people and what they're doing, because, yeah, I can withstand it. I can deal with it every day. I can, come at me. And that's the way I've always been, because I can handle it. Some people I see beside me, I talk to them, they don't know, they can't register. They don't have the spark, or I don't know what it is. They don't have the drive, the will, the passion. So I'll take all the heat. I'll work 110% for everyone who can't right now. That's fine. You need a freaking ice pack for a while. Ice it up. That's alright. I'll give you the pep talks every day to get you out here fighting with me, because all we need to do is get up, get some drive. I'll do it all day. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't hurt me. Attack me. Like I said, I'm going to be the biggest bad guy in about 3 or 4 years, yet all I'm doing is trying to help humanity. Alright, I love you guys. I love you, God. Have a good one.